Hi, and welcome back. John Myers here, RN slash, if you will, Ancestral Health Coach. So I just wanted to cover a couple topics today. Of course, now, as you know, I'm building out the platforms and putting all these different things together. So there is a ton of work to be done. We are nowhere close to the final stages of this. So just a quick update that things didn't change a whole lot since yesterday. Anyway, I just wanted to touch on a couple of things. So again, what is ancestral nutrition? Well, what it is, it's a proper human diet that's really based off of the ways that our ancestors ate. We can look back a couple hundred years and see it. We can also go back to the very beginning of mankind. So there is a big span of time in there that we've been able to see what's been going on, look at what our ancestors did, how they survived, and the things that helped them to thrive. So, again, and this is way before processed foods, grocery stores, and Walmarts. So, basically before all that. Anyway, humans have survived for centuries on basically protein, fat. Ooh, fat. Oh my God. No, not fat. He didn't say that. Yeah, I just did. I did. Kind of proud of that. And water. We were primarily meat eaters. Now, I'm not demonizing fruits and vegetables at all. We ate those too. We just simply ate those in season. So when the season was right and there was some fruits on the trees, some gourds in the ground, or whatever the vegetable or fruit might be, then of course we would eat those. They were there, but they were seasonal, they were unprocessed, and they were actually healthy. So that's really the basics of what, or the basis of what ancestral nutrition would look like in a nutshell. Now, of course, we also had salt, minerals, and things like that along the way too. They could source those things from different saltwater areas or salt flats and that type of stuff. And they would definitely use salt a lot of times in preservation of their meats. So those things, there were some of that available. It might have been well, it definitely would have been on a much smaller scale, but they had their ways. They had their ways of doing those things. So now, then number two, it brings me to what is an ancestral nutritional coach. Okay, and I'm going to tell you what it is, and I'll tell you what it's not. All right, we're gonna cover both of them real quick. So what it is, what my role as a health coach is, really it's to offer support, to offer resources, education. Basically, it's like a tour guide. I'm there to walk along beside you, okay? Not in front of you. I might be behind you, but probably better if we walk, together, side by side, and work on the different things, because every person is different, and not everybody's going to need or require the same things. And let me backpedal for just a second. As far as ancestral nutrition is concerned, let me be a little more thorough on that. We're looking at a spectrum here, and that spectrum consists of basically a low carb ancestral diet, or an ancestral low carb, keto, pretty sure you've heard of that, ketovore, carnivore, and lion. So it is a spectrum, and not everybody's going to fit in the same place. It's not going to happen. Everybody has different needs, different disease processes. There's just different things going on. And every time we're able to implement a micro movement, if you get enough of those down, we can end up with macro results. So it's a good thing. But anyway, this also covers things like sunlight, You know, we will get into circadian rhythms. We will get into, you know, the role of, you know, vitamin D synthesis and things of that nature, melatonin, all those kind of things. Movement. And I don't mean that you have to go out and squat 800 pounds, okay? I mean, you know, just movement, walking, lifting up a leg, doing something, you know, that's a little bit above and beyond, but just movement and getting outdoors, that kind of stuff. So now that I kind of went back to the first of what I was talking about, let me go back to what the health coach role is. So again, it's to walk hand in hand with the person to educate and guide. And we have ways to do that really streamline the process and just make it to where, you know, it's not some huge burden to bear. Okay? Now, let's talk about what a health coach doesn't do. All right? Okay, so what we don't do, we don't prescribe diets. We do not diagnose anything. All right? If you need a prescribed diet, you need a licensed nutritionist or a licensed dietitian. So we don't do that. I'm never going to tell you that I can cure you. I'm not going to tell you that this diet can cure you of anything. All right? However, what I will tell you is this. And if you hear booms in the background, I live close to Fort Riley's military base, and for whatever reason, they seem to want to blow stuff up late at night. I've yet to figure that one out, but it's been really pleasant. I mean, yeah, insert sarcasm. So anyway, back to it. So I don't prescribe diets or that sort of thing. Now, again, what I have cured myself using the Ancestral low-carb approach, primarily for me, what worked was ketovore and carnivore. So those two, and that's pretty much where I live. But type 2 diabetes, had it, check it off the list. It's gone. Fatty liver, gone. Hypertension, gone. Generalized anxiety disorder, gone. Now that one there will take on a whole nother, when we start getting into the mental health side of things, it's going to take on another, a whole nother area. And we will discuss that. And I think, as I mentioned, or at least I hope I mentioned in my last video, I am a mental health care advocate now, and I work for a major insurance company, and that's what I've done for several years. So, and it's a very important piece to me. Anyway, so what was I saying? Oh yeah, and there were other things in there too. Oh, almost forgot. So I had a golf ball sized tumor on my left kidney. All right, and that also went away. Okay, my doctor about fell over. So did I. No kidding you. I mean, no shit here. This is the real deal. So the other thing was that at one point, and I'm going to put pictures up and post it. I was a pretty hefty boy. Had hit about 322 pounds or so, and then started on a low carb approach at 315. So I went from 315 and now I sit at 215. And so this is pretty much going to be the last little part of this, because you've already been on here probably longer than you want. But I do invite you to go on the journey with me the rest of the way. All right. So I had set a goal to get down to 175, which would be a total of 140 pounds. I wanted to get back to things the way they were 30 years ago. You know, it's been a while. It's been a minute. So, and that's the direction I'm going to go. And so I want to be able to inform people of what I'm doing, you know, the ups, the downs, and all that. Now, I've been through most of them. I mean, admittedly, I've already been through the majority of them, or I wouldn't sit here and tell you, hey, you know, health coaching, blah, blah, blah. That wouldn't make much sense. But there are still going to be ups and downs. There's ways to balance your macros, and just the things that are not common knowledge. All right. So they come with experience, or they come with somebody saying, hey, have you tried this? Okay. So that's what we're doing. Anyway, I want to invite you along. I hope you enjoyed the video, and there's going to be more to come. Other than that, I will talk to you a little later. Thanks for checking this out. Super cool. Really appreciate it. And you guys have a fantastic night.